Okay, today's guest is Ria Swift, a nature-based energy medicine practitioner for over 35 years. Her introduction to this field was having cancer, both breasts and ovary, late 80s and early 90s. She became obsessed with wanting to understand what caused her cancers, hoping to find the solution and diminish any repeat performances of what she was going through. She used a frequency-based remedy to cure her second cancer, which took all about a month, and laying of her hands by Hanna Kroeger to clear the third cancer. Her work includes expressive arts, energy medicines, body-centered release work, to name a few. She has a strong connection to the spirit with the help of grandfather, a deceased medicine man from the Native American life together and beings of light. She hosts a call Monday evenings where participants are taught to align with source energy for the advancement of the human condition. Let's welcome today's guest, Ria Swift. Hello, Ria.
Adam, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. It's a nice nice meeting to have seen you in the past and had an energy session with you as well, and sort of felt the benefits of it within the days thereafter. I felt so much of an energy clearing in my body, and the connection to grandfather that you have is a profound experience of the connection that the person you're working with may feel or may be connected to through you. And your connection is profound in itself. So let's just go back a little bit and maybe you can tell me what you specifically do.
Well, like you said, I have 35 plus years in the business. So what has happened over the past several years is that all the work that I've learned and practice, and I teach it, just came together under one umbrella. So when I look at someone, I see where the energy is stuck in your body, where it's not moving, where it's congested, it might have a discoloration, and whatever therapy would be best for that particular situation, which I don't have to know anymore. Just I hear it, and then grandfather and the beings of light come in, and the three of us do the work on you. Ooh, it gives me chills. And I'm looking at your left eye, and I'm getting real warm and fuzzy feelings. The left eye is where the souls connect. That's where you could sit and see each other's past lives together. So thank you for that. There's real beauty there.
Thank you. What
Yeah.
what set you on the path to get into
Well,
energy work?
first time I had cancer, I had breast cancer in my right breast, and I did 2 years of chemotherapy and surgery. And after that whole thing was done, about a month later, I found another lump in my other breast. And I knew I couldn't go back to that. So I had to do something else, and I didn't know what to do, not knowing anything about healing work at the time. And I just surrendered to God. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't my intention. I cursed at God, and I said, you, da, 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 if you are who you say you are, then you heal me or kill me. Do it fast, because I'm not going to suffer anymore. And in about a week, I was led to my first energy medicine practitioner. And that went on for about 20 years. The first 20 years, I was just guided. I'd have a dream, someone would give me a card, arbitrary things would happen, and I'd end up someplace different. And then I studied with those people, and then I kept studying after that. So I do many things, many, many different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be it that you were opened up to this experience of energy work, I guess you were put on the path in some capacity to maybe go through these experiences to then have the insight or the wisdom to then develop the art of healing or helping other people. But what do you think was the impetus for you getting sick? Was there any origin of it, or you felt there was some suppression of feelings, or what was exactly going on?
The basis of the whole thing, I think, was so that I could do the work I do now. And you helped confirm that in our reading. I was born sick. I had two very badly infected kidneys in the womb. So I was sick immediately and not treated well. And they never figured out the problem. And then through my life, I've been sick off and on, off and on, off and on. And medicine and I never got along. So um, after the horrific 2 years of chemo and surgery, I just realized this is not for me. I have to find another way. And I kind of knew what I had to do on some intuitive level. so that I could develop something else. Because the second time I had breast cancer, I took a frequency-based remedy that was in an herb, and in a month, the cancer was gone. And I thought, oh my God, if this can happen for me, holy cow, why are we going through all that torture when we don't have to? So I wanted a way to give people and myself a faster, easier, more kind way of healing. And I think that that's what I do. Just like many healers, you know,
Yeah.
that's what we do. I
I
don't think you have to hurt the body in order to heal the body.
But many times, from I guess your experience and my experience, and other people who get into the art of healing or the work of healing people or assisting people on this journey, you sometimes hit little roadblocks in terms of the way people you were raised in the family and how people accepted certain entries into a world of spirituality or into the world of healing. So did you come from were there any experiences in your childhood where people had the ability to do what you're doing or the desire to do it? Maybe you could just
My
elaborate.
my Italian great grandmother was from Italy, and she did this. They called it the Meliork, you know, the evil eye. I think was it these two things like this, right? So traditionally, that's what they called it, but um, I don't know that that's what she was really doing. You know, when I was 2 years old, my kidney infections were so severe they thought I would die. And there weren't sufficient medicines at the time, I imagine, to get rid of the infection. So my mother finally said, my dad was a pharmacist. And my mother said, I'm done with medicine. I'm taking her to Nona. So, you know, they took me to Nona, and she used garlic and olive oil and the cross, the rosary, and broke the fevers. And I never had high fevers again. I would get sick, but I would never have those fevers. So I could play with 102 fever.
Wow.
Didn't knock me out. So Nona had it. My mother was very intuitive. So it ran in the family. The intuition ran in the family. I don't think anybody else, maybe one of my nephews might have the ability to heal like I do, but we were a very intuitive family, the women, the Italian side. So I think I come from it naturally. And then when I met grandfather, that was a whole different ball game. I was doing a ceremony with a Mayan priestess in Guatemala. And I went there I took 2 years off and I traveled. And I wanted to find a shaman and I couldn't. No matter where I went, nobody showed up. So, you know, I stopped honing in on that. I just, okay, I'm going to enjoy this. If it happens, it happens. And I did finally meet somebody in Guatemala, had a ceremony with her in the jungle on the roof of her house. And in the ceremony, there's a huge fire they make in front of you. They read the days of the Mayan calendar. And with my eyes closed, this Native American man pops up in the fire and welcomes me in the fire. And I was like, what? You want me to jump in the fire? And that's how he started. He started talking to me. It took him a couple of years before he came through. So that was 1996. And in about 2000, I was in a park and all of a sudden I heard this, and I thought, whoa, what is that? And I could tell that he was talking to the water molecules and, you know, and the air and the bugs and the worms. And that was the beginning of our real connection. And then a while later, he showed up in sessions. He just comes through, talks a light language, and then you feel the energy. I interpret his words, and you know, we go from there.
Yeah, we're going to have someone a little bit afterwards come in, and you'll perform a little bit of healing work through I guess using grandfather and other modalities that you incorporate. And we had a session in terms of on understanding the person, the grandfather itself, or who he is, and it was profound for me to see, get an image in my mind of what he looked like and his ability to assist you in working with other people and to guide you. Um, of all the modalities that you have, or you've learned, which one is the most profound, or is it the grandfather?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a, from my perspective, I think what is profound is that I probably use altogether about 20 different methods. And what moves me more than anything is that I can get out of the way completely and they'll come in and I will hear family constellation work or regression or go back to the womb or go to the egg stage or right before life or another life lifetime. And then that's what shows up. And then the three of us together will work to clear that. And sometimes I will take the person and we do maybe the Sedona method or some tapping. But I think the whole point of the work, which I didn't know for years, I didn't figure it out until I was 60, that is to clear ourselves enough so that we have space to open up to this higher level of information. And that's my goal with people, is to get them clear enough so that they can now tune into whatever their direct guidance is: God, angels, spirit guides, mind's grandfather, and the beings of light. So I don't know that out of all the human-based remedies I've studied, I think wholehearted healing is probably the most powerful.
Right.
And that was developed by a research scientist in Canada Grant McFetrich is his name. And he regressed himself for thousands of hours. He went all the way back to God and then forward through every single cell division. And he found that from the moment we enter our mother's womb, the moment the egg, the cells start to divide, we pick up trauma from her life and her family's life. That blew my mind. I got so much farther in my releasing using that work. So I do that for you. I look at the cell division. I can see you crawling through, the cells. I just get pictures in my mind. And, your mother's outside. Maybe her mother is yelling at her, what have you. And you are affected by that. So I clean up all of that to the point where the egg and the sperm are coalescing all the way down until your birth. Most of our trauma comes from those points in time. And then we just reiterate them through our life. So his work blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would you say your work serves the most?
I think somebody who's open-minded, somebody who really wants change. If you just want a little, I don't know, I have a thing on my neck, for instance, we look at the emotions that are creating that. So the bulk of my work is all about what are the emotions and the thoughts that are creating the problem in your physical body and then in your life. That's what I hone in on. But I work mostly with women, and women who want more, women who, no matter what their age, like I'm stuck, or I've been sick for 10 years and I'm sick of this crap. I've been every place else. I hear it all the time. I've done everything else and now I find you. So, from women who one of my latest clients had a miscarriage, and we have to figure out, why are you having miscarriages? There's a reason for that. So we cleaned that up. For her, it was ancestral. Many women in her mother's history had miscarriages, lost a lot of babies over their ancestral line, and that's in her womb. There's all different reasons for why somebody has an issue. Nobody has the same issue for the same reasons.
Right.
That's really interesting. So you want more out of your life, and you realize that, and you're open. That creates change for people. Resistance doesn't work. Not believing in it doesn't work. You have to be open. So it's for people who want more. They're tired of being stuck where they're at.
Right. Now, so many people are stuck where they are and they're in need of assistance. And do you offer assistance to helping or teach people how to do this work?
When I work with somebody, I give them tools, homework. I like everybody to do some of their own work at home, because I realize that if you do something, whether it doesn't matter what the modality is, you're participating in your own healing. You're more engaged. So your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind everybody's on board. And I am now building an open being. It's called Open Being. It's a school of online healing where I'm going to segue into putting all my work online, and then people can dive in and learn it for themselves. We'll have weekly classes, and then we'll have like a monthly retreat. It's not finished yet. The website is still being built, but that's my scope right now, to get people to do it. Because once you have the tools, there's a lot you can do for yourself. And the more you do your own work, the easier it is to see what's inside of you. In the beginning, it's hard. It took me years to see me. I could see you pretty easily, but I couldn't see inside of me. I had to get out of my own way. So I teach people exactly what I learned. I take them through all the modalities and therapies that I've learned, and then we bring it all together so that once you're open enough, you develop your own healing technique. That's the goal, because everybody has their own design, their own energy flow that informs how they do life, how they work, how they heal, etc.
Yeah, it's
So open being is really for women who want more. I teach that to you. And then the goal of that is to then take younger women under your wing and sponsor them, have them be your apprentice. So you have this older generation of women, wise women, who are ready to really move on. They've lived their life, they had the kids, their careers are over or almost over, and they realize there's more to life than this. I want something more, right? Not just that mainstream thing that I've done all my life. And then once you learn enough, probably a year's worth of learning, we work together, then you take other women and you help them get to the same place so that we can bring that healing into the community. That's the idea. That's the end goal.
it's interesting because I'm also coming up with a little program called the Masculine Balance, incorporating assisting men finding a balance between the masculine and the feminine. And you speak about the feminine. What do you think the biggest roadblock for men in terms of healing themselves or wanting to get healing? What gets in the way of that?
I think it's much deeper than we're aware of. Um, and it's only recently that I really got deeper into that. I think men's emotions are much deeper than women's. Men's emotions are like the earth, like the strength, the brawn of men. They're never allowed to express that. They've been laughed at for crying, etc., for years, like generations, eons. So I think men have to allow themselves to feel. And when men allow themselves to feel, that creates change across the land, according to what I see. Women's emotions are, we can cry and then 2 minutes later we're fine. Men aren't like that. When men feel deeply, it kind of knocks them out for, shakes them up, right? They have to take a break. But nobody knows that about men, which is unfortunate. So when men get, allow themselves, especially with other men, to just feel what they feel the depth of it, it changes something for women. Women are then allowed to experience the fluctuation of our emotions and our intuition together without it being such a big deal. I have always thought that it's men that need to be liberated, not women.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
I've come to that conclusion in terms of speaking to my friends and interacting with them. And if there's a deep sense of trust, then the opening appears. But without that deep trust and questioning a person's manhood, then it becomes more or less a hidden emotion, and most of the emotions become hidden, as you said. What satisfaction does your work that you do helping others give you?
I get high. I just get, you know, I go, I go to this place of unbounded love. It's just, and the more I do it, the more that it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I tap into higher and higher levels of consciousness. And, there were years in my life where I didn't like myself. I was raised not to like myself. I think a lot of people are. I'm not unique in that way. I'm so sensitive and so intuitive that it would knock me out for days sometimes. I couldn't function well. I couldn't get from A to B to C to D. And I just stuck with it for some reason. And I would try other things. I would get other jobs. I always got fired. It was like somebody was saying, no, you can't do, you have to do this. I finally just said, okay, I'll do it. I'll just go in all the way. And worked through it, slogged through it, climbed myself, and I did most of it myself. I didn't have the money to hire somebody else, which is key. That's why I'm doing the school. People that need it most don't have the money to pay somebody to do, because we're not cheap. Let's face it. I mean, nobody charges $25 an hour unless, that's your thing. So yeah, I just finally, after releasing and releasing, and I got to higher levels of consciousness. Something that really changed it for me is about 2014, 13. I met Anam, who's an awakened mystic who has a retreat in Hood River, Oregon. And she said to me when I met her, and I met her online, she said to me, all the healing work you do isn't going to heal you. And I went, oh my God, are you kidding me? It's been 25 years. Don't say that to me. And I couldn't wrap my brain around it. But I studied with her. There was a group of us, and we every day, it was 5 days a week for 2 years. We were on an hour a day on a call with her, and she was right. All of us, her whole thing is kind of what I do now. She taught me how to align with source. Anybody can do it. It's our birthright. It's what we are. We are source energy. She said, when you do that, when you bring God back into your body, that's what heals you. And she was right. It changes your mind. You stop thinking from your brain, which is fight or flight and fear, right? You start thinking from the higher mind, the God mind, if you will. That changed me. That just went, that moved me over. And I realized, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. I couldn't get it before, what I was doing. So that changed everything for me.
What, how does somebody reach you in terms of getting in contact with you?
You can email me at Ria, R-I-A, Swift, like fast, at gmail.com. You can call me, text me is probably it's 484-767-4890. That's the best way. Just text me or send me an email. My website, like I said, it's not finished yet. It should be soon, openbeing.co. And I have a Facebook page called Ria Swift Healing. So I'm easy to get. I'm very available. People call me, we talk about what you want to do, and then we set up sessions and, we go forward.
Okay. So speaking of that, we're going to have a little bit of a guest here, which you'll be able to work on. And what I will do is I will switch it over to the person who will be sitting in my place, and then you'll take over. Ask people if there's something they want to work on or if they just want me to do my thing. So it's up to you.
Yeah, could you just do your thing?
Okay, I'll do my thing. You set me free. All right, I'm going to take my glasses off. And just so you know, for anybody watching, I shake when I do energy work. So, just know that that's what's happening. And when you hear me speak a different language, that's grandfather. Feel the energy from his words because they're powerful. And then I'll give you the translation. Now, Ishinaka, we welcome you today. We would like you to come inside the middle of your body. Now, Ishinaka. So they want you to close your eyes and just center within the center of yourself, from like your head down to your chest, maybe the solar plexus. Now, you're welcomed wherever you go. Is that true? You're welcomed wherever you go. Is that true? Yeah. Now, when you came to life, you set in front of you building blocks so that you would know what to follow to get to where you wanted to go. It wasn't a crapshoot for you. You had a plan. I'm going to go from here to there, and here's the step. Here's the steps that are going to get me there. So you could have been blindfolded, and you would have done the same thing. You just keep walking. There were times in your life when you felt lost. That has to do with the first chakra. It's at the base of your pubic bone. There's something that looks a little lost. Anytime I see something that has a point in it, something like a knife or a sword or anything that points in the body, that's a curse. And curses can come from anywhere. So that's what I see at the base of your pubic bone. The women in your mother's line had a curse on them.
Wow.
I don't know what that curse was. Maybe it'll come up. Sometimes it's important, sometimes it's not. Now, it looks like it has the feeling of a chastity belt. There's like a little like multi-pronged plug that you would see on a transformer right up on the bottom of your bottom, like that. We want to remove that with your permission.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't be sad. So there's sadness around that somewhere. Now, each day that we're going to clear it out of your body, And I see that energy goes all the way up through your body, all the way up. It's just up and down, up and down. And it's been there for, wow, I see it in the womb. And as your egg is developing, this is when you got it. So I'm just going to clear it from that point, the origin. Is there a past life where this is coming in? No. In between life, future life, parallel life, universe? No. Okay, good. So that's, we know where we're at here. He's telling me to go back to what I call the etheric way station. It's where we stand before we come into life. So I see the image of you, whether you're hesitating or you want to run backwards or you're like, hello, I'm not God, whatever it is. You're sitting, I see this little girl with her feet hanging over the opening. It looks like a black hole to me. And you're sitting down and your legs is down are on the other side of it, swinging like da 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 da, like a little kid. Okay, nice. You're eager, but you're not eager. You want to go, but you're like, I'm not so sure. Just can we wait a minute? That's what you're saying. You're just like, give me a timeout. Somebody is coming up behind you and they're trying to push you in. And this is a metaphor. Push you in and you're not going. You're digging your heels in and you said, I will decide. Are you a little stubborn?
I guess so, yeah.
Aren't we all? So you're just like, no, I will decide. You can't push me. And there's someone whispering in your ear say, but you have to go now. Like the opening is now, meaning your parents are coalescing right now. So don't miss the opportunity. You got to go. And you're just like, oh, I'm not ready.
Wow.
Somebody comes, this beautiful being comes. It could be like whoever works with you on the angelic realm, spiritual guide. I don't get hung up on what they are. It doesn't matter if they're filled with love. That's all I care about. And I don't attract negative beings. It just, I don't know why. It doesn't happen. So they're behind you and they're just very gently, they're like, it's okay. They're cleaning the outside of you. So that says to me that there's something from a past life that's limiting your wanting to just dive in. And when I look backwards, I see you in the Wild West. You're like Annie Oakley, you got your guns on.
Wow.
There's people are shooting their guns. You're like, what the heck, guys? You're very, I was going to say masculine, but you're not masculine. You know, women were tough back then. You didn't survive if you weren't, right? Now, yes, you were very brave, very strong. You had your own band of marauders. That's a riot. And you're like, come on, girls.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great. I get chills everywhere. So chills are my truth serum. You know, that tells me I'm on the right track. And to stay on that track. Wow, you were brutal. You guys had had enough of men controlling you and hurting you. So I see a lasso around a man's neck and you're dragging him behind you on the ground.
That's funny.
You were trying to show the other men, stop messing with us. Like it's enough. You can't rape us. You can't abuse us. You can't take our money. You can't take our children. We have had enough. You're a good person. You're a wise person and you're a strong person. So this tells me that it's hitting you, obviously. Yeah. So I stay with you until you die. And that's how we clean up that life so you don't carry it anymore. And like one of his brothers, you're in the desert someplace, and one of his brothers comes up behind you and shoots. You don't see him. He's been following you guys, and he shoots you in the back, right behind your heart, and it kills you. You just fall off the horse. And you're looking up at God. You're like, son of a bitch. Like, we almost had him. Like, wow. Not now, not yet.
Wow.
Yeah. And you leave your body immediately. Boom, you're gone. And you're pissed. You're so angry. Like, we worked so hard to get to this point, and now somebody kills me. And the other women are standing around applauding you, and they're saying to you, no, you changed our lives. You brought us to this point of personal power, which we did not have before. So you rounded up those women and you taught them how to shoot, how to lasso, how to hunt. I mean, you were amazing. You've got to be in a history book somewhere, because you were, somebody must have made a movie about you. You know, you were just amazing. So they show you that, so that on the other side, we meet beings of light, ancestors, angels, whatever. And you turn around, they turn you around, and they say, look at what you accomplished. And I see women, oh my God, with their children, because they would take their children. And you stopped that. Your little group, you would go to other villages and you would, you know, yeah, bring the children back. And then you would teach the women how to defend them. Like, you guys had enough. No, you changed their, wow. You changed their world. Wow, that's amazing. So your subconscious mind, your soul, every part of you is getting this now. So I'm just going to let that fester inside of you. You changed women's lives.
Wow.
In a very big way. Wow. So way to go. Oh, man. We want to thank you for all, like, you gave up your life. I think you had a farm. Looks like you had a homestead. You gave that up to help other women. You walked away from your cattle, your horses, your everything, because you were one independent lady and you did it all. You grew your own food. You did it all. You made your own wine. I mean, you did it all. Very prominent without any applause. You know, you never asked to be on center stage. You were just like, I got a job to do and I'm going to do it. I'm going to save women. That's what you did. So that's amazing. Now I see it in your heart chakra. There's like a little chunk over here that has that, like the remembrance, the vibe. How can I say? It's the energy structure of that lifetime that can be tapped into, and it's on the feminine side, which is nice. So it gives you the strength of that lifetime still. And we can open that up so that we can pass that through to the masculine side of you. And then in the center of you, we create a balance. So it's been kind of sanctioned, you know, over to one side of you, and it stayed there. So as we open it up, it flows over to the masculine side. Because I think in this, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the recesses of your mind somewhere, you didn't want to be too masculine. You wanted to maintain your femininity. But that held, like, that's a misconception that, you know, we all have misconceptions about what it is to be whatever. So we bring this back over to the right side. There. And the masculine side grabs it and says, okay, got it, which is why you're with Adam. That's one reason, because his work is all about balance. And that's what you wanted without knowing, how do I get that? Yeah. Does that ring true? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm also a teacher, and I feel I'm a teacher in this life. And so it's interesting. And I feel that.
Well, I want to go back to that lifetime, your cowgirl self. You're saying to me, I don't like that term. I'm not a cowgirl. I don't know that you have a name for yourself, but you feel like that at that time period was diminutive. And you were like, no, wow. I'm not having it. You had your own, like, I'm just me. That's, don't give me a label. I'm saving the world. That was your thing. By saving women, because you knew if women were marginalized and put down and abused, there would be no world. Nothing would happen without healthy women. So I just want to clean all that up over there so it no longer affects this you now. Now, Ishna, we're just going to pull it out. It looks like a thermometer right inside your body, and they're just pulling it out and saying, you don't need this anymore. Whatever she was hurt, because she died that way, which just shocked her. And what made her so strong was the pain that she had from her interactions with men when she was younger. So I see a dad who drank too much and wasn't a nice guy, and who knows what he did to her. And that made her who and what she was, which is what we do, right? We come into life as we have some sort of hardship in front of us, and we do that intentionally so that we can move past it and then bring the other side, the positive aspects, into the world and into our life. So we applaud you. I see all these women on the other side, like hundreds of them going, yay. Your name was Catherine. Wow. And they give you these steps to come up to the other side, and they're saying, come with us. Let go of your anger. This was the plan. You can't live forever. You planted the seeds. Now it's up to them to follow through. And it hits you like right here in your third eye. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. I wasn't supposed to stay there and continue to lead them. I was supposed to give them what I gave them and then leave and let them carry on with it, follow through. And you get it there. All that energy just is washing off you. So I also work with a shamanic group of women from Norway who are called the Sev. It's SEIOR. They're 3 women, they're giants, and they are the weavers of life. They weave into your body what you need, and they take out the threads that you don't need. Have you heard of them? Do you know them?
I have not.
Yeah, really interesting. Yeah. Nordic shamanism is very feminine. Native American shamanism is very masculine. So working with them I love that. When I met them, I was like, this is it. I want this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So grandfather does the Native American shamanism through me, and then I do the set. They're putting you up on a pedestal. I've never seen them do that before. Wow. And they're saying to you, you have no idea what you accomplished. You need to understand how you changed, it made me cry, women's lives, like for the future. Please acknowledge and give yourself a little credit for all that work that you did. You gave up your life for womankind. You had one job, one edict, and you did it. And you did it really, really well. And just the whole, what I see above you is just all these people clapping for you. It's incredible. Yeah, they're just applause, thousands of people applauding. And they want you to feel that, so they're bringing the applause into your heart chakra. You can relax now. You don't have to work so hard now. You've accomplished so much that you can give yourself a break. There, you just dropped out of the negative energy. What I'll see is the energy is here and it's in you, and then all of a sudden the human just falls right out of it, and the energy cascades away from itself. It just flies away. And I see you on your knees, bowing, genuflecting to these women, crying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had no idea what I had accomplished. Because our accomplishments are not about one life. People don't know that. Our accomplishments are about all lifetimes, because all lifetimes happen now. They don't happen linearly. Everything's happening now. So you're being affected by every other life. We all are, by every other life we lived. They want you to get the accumulation of all of that. They're putting a gold star on the back of your heart chakra. Like, when you're a kid in grade school and you get your gold star, it's like that. You got your gold star. Let this be a lesson to you. You are already a gold star. You don't have to do anything to get it. You're already there. This is you. This is yours. Revel in it. Meditate on it. Feel it in your back. And you bring that energy inside your body. so that you can open up your heart. So there's something in you that wants to develop, but it isn't there yet. So other things are blocking that, which is, I think, how it goes. So with the gold star energy in you, I see the star getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden your heart goes poof. You will get that reminiscence if you do a vision quest. Not necessarily a Native American one, but go camping someplace for 2 days by yourself. And just, by the river, by the creek, and just meditate, have something to write with or draw with, and see what happens, what comes up inside of you. And once you create the opening, you can't stop it. It's just going to go. I think you'd like our Monday night calls. It's something to check out.
All right.
Now, you'll either feel it or not. I never talk anybody into it. You'll either get a sense, yeah, I want to do that. You can try one and see how you like it.
Sure.
We want to bring a balance back into your self-love arena inside of yourself. There's a little hardship. There's some imbalance between your parents. Is that correct? There was, yeah. Yeah, it looks like your father goes back and forth. Nice man, not nice man. Nice man, not nice man. Is that right? Yeah.
From what I understand. Yeah.
You didn't know him?
I do, but I don't like to say there was some bad parts. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I got it. I should. Yeah, but he's torn. He doesn't understand it either. So I'm just going to fill the negative, the distorted side. I'll bring that in. I'm gonna shit thing. And he has one of his ancestors is saying, "What is your problem? Stop it. You know better than that." And it just kind of wakes and he's like, oh, he gets it. He gets it. He carried something. I see somebody in his history who looks like they were shot. It was like a between tribes type of thing. Somebody got mad at somebody else over something stupid. You stole my rabbit. It was something dumb, and shot him. And that is carried through to the descendants. And he gives it back. It's in his heart, his literal heart. So he takes it out and he drops it on the ground. He said, "I'm not carrying that anymore." There he is. And then he becomes that negative side dissolves and he is more in the positive side. And your mom has this like, what the hell is going on? Question mark. Because she never got it either. I don't get this. Never made sense. And the crazy part of us doesn't make sense to other people because it's crazy, right? It's like arguing with an alcoholic. You can't do it. It doesn't work, right? So I'm just fixing this indecision. I see it going back like a metronome, tick, 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 tick in her head, trying to understand. And she got stuck in trying to understand. So I'm just going to take the metronome out. She doesn't need, there it goes. Now she dropped out of that. Now she's much clearer. A little sad, but she'll, it'll incorporate and she'll release and it'll be okay. I want to make sure I get rid of the thing that was the curse that was on your bottom. There. It just looks like a prongs that got stuck, and we're taking the prongs out. You might feel a rush of energy later. I don't know how it would affect you going up your spine. You might all of a sudden feel like, oh my God, everything in me is releasing. So maybe don't leave the house for a little bit, just so if you have to run to the bathroom again, right? You never know how physical this is gonna be. It's never bad, but something. Yeah, again, I hear chastity, chastity, chastity. And I see women very long time ago, 2,000 years ago, with the veils that women used to wear in the Middle East, just one long piece of cloth. And they weren't talking. They weren't allowed to talk. So a lot of women were in that situation where they were made to live monastically, whether they wanted to or not. And I see you shuffling your feet, and I see a chastity belt on you. Oh, man. The things we did to each other in our history, yikes. You try to take it off. You're probably 14 to 16. You're really mad. No, and you started to hate men for that reason. Like, look what they do to us. You know, and what Adam asked before about helping men and what happens to them, I think we all carry this collective guilt around how badly women have been treated. Wow. Yeah, I took the chastity belt on, and there's a lot of wound from that chastity belt. So I want to heal the wound. Makes me really sad. So gold white light is filtering into that part of your body now, going all the way up those lines of energy I described earlier, all the way up through your body. Now, and I'm hearing, we don't need this anymore. That's your lineage, the women in your history. Our past lives can be one of our ancestors. So I think that's what I'm seeing. You were your own ancestor. Your past life was your ancestor. They're sitting you on the ground. The earth's energy is going to heal you. We don't utilize the earth's energy the way we could. Very powerful. We're made of the same stuff the earth is. So that's our first home, the literal, carbon-based nitrogen, et cetera, that's in the earth. So it behooves us to sit on the ground, even if just in our mind, and bring that energy up into our bottom, into the bones, into our spine, and just like daily, you would get, everyone would be so much stronger and healthier if we did that. That's where we get our power from, the earth. Yes, this gives you like they said a stronger conviction about life, but I think that's a very small portion of you that doesn't have a strong conviction about life. I think most of you is on board to be here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a little piece that goes, I'm not really sure about this. Yeah. And that's just historical more than anything, I think. There, you just fell asleep. So the energy of you just fell backwards. The word I hear about that is that I work on the essence of you, not the spirit, but the essence. It's hard to describe what that is exactly because I'm not sure, but that's what they call it. This is the essence of you. It's what makes you, you, what makes you Tina in this lifetime. There, the earth is pulling you in, wow. And all this like orange, yellow, red, not fiery, but it's more like the beginning of life, the creation. There you go. Now you feel like your mouth, it's easier for you to say what you have to say. You can turn around and go, no, I don't want to do that. Leave me alone. Where before that wasn't as strong. You may have tempered those things. Yeah. And now you're clear. It's like, no, I don't know. Sorry, no. And that's it. I don't have to explain myself. I don't have to make you feel good. I don't have to do that crap. No, it's done. That's something you're learning to do in this lifetime, to just say no. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like you got to fix it. You made the mess. I'm going to the movies. You clean it up. Yeah, clear. I like that. Thank you for allowing me to feel that for you, because that feels really good. I could use some of that too. Yes, most women can. That's the problem with women, is that they've been taught to not be like that. act like a lady, smile, be nice, make everything okay. Awful stuff. Yeah. I'm going to wrap it up because of our time. But normally I would work with you probably till quarter after. Yeah. And it's different for everybody. I just get a sense of it, or I see a clock, or what have you. So we're going back to the SEV, and they also work with water. So they're putting you in there. It looks like a pool where the liquid that's in it has the consistency of mercury. I don't know what that is. And they bring that liquid energy, light force connection to all that is divine, all that you are made of. They want to bring that back online for you in your body. So I just see this liquid energy going up and down your body. And it's activating your wings. So we all have metaphorical angel wings on our back. And the little nubs where they go in on your spine, they're turning on. So thank you for letting me work with you. It was a pleasure to read you. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Namaste.
Namaste.
You have to let me know, how do you feel now? Are you feeling a little better?
I am. Some of the things that you said definitely hit home. Very interesting. I can't wait to share the cowgirl story in my past life. Very interesting, but it does carry it. You hit home. You were spot on with certain things that they see in this life. That's that came with me, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Thank you so much. And Monday nights, if you tell Adam about it, I'll definitely be.
Yeah, he's on that list already.
So. Okay, great. I appreciate it, Ria. He's gonna join back for a sec.
Okay. Thanks, Tina. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
I notice in her interests, from Midwest, the Old West.
Yes.
Old West houses or barns or old ranch, old homes. So that's a definite. And the fact that what you speak of from my own insight is the fact of being a lady and trying to keep things under wraps rather than expressing oneself and saying no and using the word no, in a strong sense.
Yeah.
So
I would, if you guys ever research, I would go back to like the 1850s and see if you can find something, because somebody has had to have said something about her somewhere. I just can't imagine that powerful being is not written about somewhere.
Okay. Well, she has a profound personality, and she has the ability to get what she wants to accomplish, for sure. And I think in this life she met men prior to myself, in terms of marriage wise, that became like closed in on her,
Yep.
and then made her probably speak her voice again, which is how we interact with each other. We communicate on a deeper level and a more profound way. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me today and doing
My
the
pleasure.
work. And doing the work that you do, which is profound. I mean, I've had an experience, and now that you share that with Tina, and you work with many other clients. And what I'll do is I'll share your website and your classes that you offer, or the school that you're opening up. And I want to thank you for joining me again.
Thank you very much. My pleasure, my honor. Thank you. So for people that contact me, it's
Of course.
Yes. Ria, Ria Swift, like fast, SWIF as in Frank, T as in Tom, @gmail.com. And then 484-767-4890. And the beings are coming through. You have no idea what you have done for Ria today. Thank you.
I'm blessed to do this for you. It's my pleasure and my honor to spread the word and to assist other people in becoming expansive. So from my heart to your heart.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.